So the year's over.
Yeah, it is almost over.
Yeah, and we played and reviewed a ton of games.
Tons.
But what are the best games we reviewed this year?
Well, these ones. So this time we did something really, really special. We took all of the games we reviewed this year
Yes.
and ranked them individually. We don't know what the other person ranked.
I have an inkling.
You don't. Then we secretly put together those score points.
Yeah.
Still, we don't know where
No.
they rank. And no, we have the results right here. We won't show you where, but right here. We're gonna see what are the top 10 games of 2022 for us.
Well,
Exciting.
Yeah, it actually is. Number 10 on our secret ranking list of 2022 is...
ISS Vanguard.
Okay, I'm down with that.
All of these games will be amazing, so don't worry. But this is a huge campaign game, all about space exploration. Story is fantastic. Production value is through the roof. There's tons to do. If you're a sucker for space theme, this one's for you.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And also watch our review, because we talk about a lot of it. I'm happy it's in 10. It should be.
I don't think so, but alright.
Good thing I rated it as high. But let's see what's in number 9. And now 9th game of 2020. Okay, you rated this high. Is Ark Nova.
Ark Nova,
I did
let's
not rate
go.
it as-
Let's go.
I did not rate it as high.
Ark Nova.
But Ark Nova is a big Euro game where you're building your own zoo. You select actions. The actions then will become less powerful, so you can wait a little longer to make them more powerful. You play cards. There's a ton of cards. You have your own zoo board. It's a big Euro game and heavy Euro game in all senses of this word. And we really loved it.
There's real animal pictures on them, and they make it work, which is fantastic. Number 8. Yes. Legacy of You.
Oh, that surprises me, because I did rate it quite up there, but it didn't make my top 10.
It made my top 10 for sure, but it wasn't also super high, so we both were averagely high on it. Legacy of You is the follow-up from Hadrian's Wall, which is a completely solitary game where you build a canal, which sounds freaking exciting, I know. So it's a worker placement game, it's a deck building game where you don't want to pick too many cards, because that's also the timer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unique things, an extra story to that, there's a big challenge to it. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's the only game you can't really get right now, because it was just on Kickstarter in September, but it's coming out next year. And so here's a little bit of spoilery prequel of a good game coming out next year. You should definitely get your hands on that if you're into solo games. This was a surprise. Legacy of You was a surprise for me. But Oathsworn is not a surprise for me.
Right.
It's like my number 2, I think. It's Oathsworn is a huge campaign game where we go through a story part of the session, then we go through a boss battling session, and that completes like one big game session. And there's like 20 of these, so it's a huge campaign game. And there's really nice writing and good story, and plus the voice acting in that game is one of the best, if not the best I've played. To be honest, ISS Vanguard voice acting is also up there.
Oathsworn is dungeon crawling done right.
On number 6th game of 2022 is
Sleeping Gods.
Sleeping Gods. We reviewed it. Well, that's kind of the point of the video.
So it's a story game where you and your ship's crew are stranded on a weird place where there are monsters, there's weird stuff happening, and you travel around. It's really a sandboxy game where all the map is open, you just travel there if you want to. Then there will be some interactions, and based on your options and choices, things will change, and that's fantastic. There's tons of endings, and all come down to your choices, and tons of good things. We love this game here.
We're moving into top 5. Creme de la creme. The best games of 2022. Is there a game that needs to be in the top 5?
There
Or
is.
else we're doing the whole thing?
There is.
Do you want to spoil it and say it?
Uh,
I'm gonna go first, so it's easier for you. Feed the Kraken. If it's not in top 5, this list is invalid. It's void. Do you
let's see what's the fifth one.
Let's see what's the 5th one.
Hadrian's Wall.
Well, I knew that was gonna high. I mean, it's probably like your top 3 for sure.
It was in my top 3 for sure. My favorite solo game, hands down, this year.
Yeah.
It's really amazing where you get a bunch of resources, you get 2 pages, you use those resources to fill these 2 pages and get more resources, and a brilliant solo game or a solitaire experience when you're multiple players as well. A fantastic game. Oh, I just love that game.
You ready for number 4, which is going to be Feed the Kraken?
Let's see, okay?
It's not.
It's not.
I'm stressing now. Summoner Wars. Summoner Wars is a 2-player card game where you have your own unique deck. They're like elves and trolls, and they're really unique. And then you play those cards like you kind of like miniatures moving around the board, but they're just cards, and you're trying to kill the enemy summoner. And you're playing spells, and you're moving around, and you're rolling some dice for combat, but these dice are not all over the place. The odds are always in your favor, and it's an amazing two-player game. Should I continue saying that we reviewed it?
We reviewed it as well.
Yeah.
We reviewed all of these games.
Of course. Let's see the next one.
Number 3. So we're in our top 3.
Top 3 of 2022.
Feed the Kraken.
Yeah! If it wouldn't be there, I'd be like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to use like harsh language?
Exactly.
It needs to be in the top 10. I would have
should.
used harsh language for sure.
It's an amazing hidden role game where there are 3 teams. One are pirates, one are sailors, and there's also a cultist leader that slowly turns other people to cultists. You just have to talk. But there's also a lot of board game elements. The thing is that it might, depend on your gaming group. But even then, I think everybody would enjoy it.
My top 3 is already here. I wonder what's coming up. What is number 2?
Wonderland's War.
It's really good. Man, such a good list.
Such a good list. This was my number 1.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, this was
I
my
thought
number
it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be your number 1. I think we both love it, but I think you love it even more.
Yeah, I just find that everything there is satisfying. It's challenging. It's fun. It's quite easy to play. The rules might be a bit complicated, but overall it's easy to play. The idea is that you just build your bag of tokens, and each token does something different. So when there is combat, you pull out these chips and then see who wins. So it's kind of Quacks of Quedlinburg if you have played that, just on steroids. Area control game, there's superpowers, there's card drafting.
The best thing that game does is when you're drafting cards. True. It's like the bestest thing they
Okay,
does.
okay, sure, yeah.
Is when you're drafting, all the options are good.
Yes.
It's never like, I don't need that, not need that. Okay, it's between these two. All of them are great. And it's rarely do I think drafting games accomplish that.
I'll spoil this. It's for sure in my top 10 all time.
Oh, right. It wasn't, because we played it only this year, right?
Exactly. That's why it's here. I think you keep forgetting what this video is all about. We have reviewed all of these games.
Okay.
And we have played them all this year.
So it's like the best games of 2022 that we reviewed?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, wow. The best game of 2022 for board game Hangover. And since we're always right, also of the year for everybody. Do you have a guess?
So the best game of 2022. Yes, I have. Do you want me to spoil it?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, I'll look at it.
It's Dwellings Felderwell.
It is Dwellings Felderwell. It is Dwellings Felderwell. I'm actually surprised that it beat Sleeping Gods. For you.
Yeah.
That it beat, say, Wonderland's War, to be honest.
It didn't. It was my second place.
Oh, really? So I messed up your math. Yeah, I love Dwellings as well.
Me too.
It's actually simple to get into that game, even though the box is even bigger than Wonderland's War. Area control type of worker placement game. And tableau building, where you're placing workers, and there are different types of workers, dragons and warriors, and they interact differently. And then you're collecting resources and buying cards that give you points and special abilities. And that is another game where every action feels pretty good. Rarely do you go like, okay, I'll just do this. And there's combat involved. But even that feels good, even if you lose. All around feel good game.
Also, we did a review.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Surprising. Whenever you do something, you get something. Every action does that. If these 10 games would be my collection, none other, just these 10 games, I would be a happy man. It's like an amazing collection.
Yeah.
Check out whatever suits your needs. We love all of these games. You won't be mad at any of them.
A lot of them are really big ones, obviously. Aren't the big one, epic one, really awesome?
Let us know what are your favorite games of 2022. Here are ours, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you. Check out our Patreon so you can maybe get your own secret message. You don't know what that's all about? Well, maybe just check the video back a little bit. And subscribe and like and maybe become a YouTube member. And most of all, happy holidays.
Yeah. See ya.